All right, you ready? Let's roll, nerds.
All right, first have page 12. Jordan, come on up.
Yes, sir.
You are Darnell Jordan.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jordan, you're charged with terroristic threat of a family or a household member. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On August 21st, 2023, an officer was dispatched to a disturbance. The complainant stated the defendant sent an alarming message to her cell phone. The complainant and the defendant were in a previous dating relationship. The defendant made multiple attempts to get back in the relationship, and the defendant responded, "You done, and y'all should die tonight." The complainant felt threatened because she lives with her 9-year-old daughter.
I mean, should is a lot different than I'm going to go there and I'm going to, you know?
Understood. I
All right. I want to find no probable cause in your case, Mr. Jordan, but you know, I know there's the old adage of sticks and stones, you know, but just be careful, you know, really, life's just too short. There's a lot of vindictive people in this life.
Sir.
Go. And go elsewhere. You know what I mean? All right,
sir.
just hang tight for me real quick.
Yes,
will you?
sir.
Thanks.
All right, Judge, next is page 27. Stanley, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Stanley.
Morning.
So you stand charged with terroristic threat as well. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On Monday, February 17th, 2025, an officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant stated she was walking her dog and she saw the defendant walking on a sidewalk close to her residence. The defendant began screaming and telling the complainant that he was going to kill her and her dog. The defendant ran towards the complainant and continued chasing her until she ran back to her home. The complainant advised she was in fear for her life. The defendant was located at a bus stop outside of a location in Harris County, Texas.
Mr. Stanley, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person. Do you understand?
Sir.
You are also not to be in possession of weapons as well. I will do everything in my power to protect every person in my county by whatever means. If I find that you become a danger to my community, I will lock you up, deem you a public danger, make your bond high. Do you understand?
Sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
It might take time.
You working?
Off and on.
Is anything steady or no?
Not steady, off and on.
Okay. You want to apply for an appointed lawyer? All right. So, Deputy Pinson is going to give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I need you to fill it out. I need to know everything about you. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, all right?
Right this way.
So can you file no contact, no weapons, no going within 500 feet of where she lives or where she works? So just let her know that if you can, please let her know that we put in an order that he's not to go within 500 feet.
Right.
No, so that if she does, let you guys know, and then we'll take appropriate measures, you know, please. Yeah.
All right, and you'll fill that out in the jury box. That's it for now, Judge.
Okay.
Count before reset.
My name is John. It was attorney. It's my neighbor.
Check in.
I'm sorry, say again?
I don't your person, let's call this morning.
Yes, I do. He is in immigration custody.
Okay, so you have those.
Go ahead, Council.
Good morning, Judge. How are you, sir?
How are you? Wonderful. So you have a guy that's in custody, right? You said?
Yes, Your
Is
Honor.
it,
He's
is it,
in immigration court. And
so
like
you,
yesterday, I picked up this case.
do you want, you're signing on, obviously, right?
I'm sorry, say again?
You're signing on?
Yes.
Okay, so because you're on it, because you have this, do you not want me to revoke the bond?
Yeah, I don't want you, well,
I'm okay not doing it.
yeah,
You know, and we can set you for the day after this hearing.
right. His master calendar hearing is set, I believe, March the 11th, and his future is greatly determined.
Sure, of course. Are you representing him in this?
Yes, and
Right.
in immigration.
Great. So just keep us in the loop. The only thing I'm gonna ask you to do is if you're able to get him a bond and he does bond out, he needs to be here the next business day for bond conditions.
Absolutely.
After that, once we get him under conditions, we'll waive his appearance until you guys work it out. So
Pleasure to meet you.
absolutely,
Hearing
likewise.
all kinds of stories.
No, don't.
Most of them, well,
So if you want to do March 12th, I'm happy to do it. Or whatever day you want, really. Doesn't matter to me.
probably a few days after that.
Sure, of course.
So,
Yeah, just tell Victoria.
thank you, John.
Absolutely.
Council House, March 18th through the 20th.
Let me look at the calendar.
You're done? Bring it up here. Did you fill it all out? You gotta fill it all out.
All right, Judge, we have one more arraignment.
Okay.
14 and 15. Mary, John. Come on up.
Hey, Mackenzie, you mind helping me out real quick?
This is Mary, M-E-R-Y.
You were on bond for theft. Yes, sir. And now you've picked up another. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On February 17th, 2025, an officer was sitting in a Walmart parking lot and observed a male wearing a black jacket, red shirt, and brown pants running at a full sprint from the front of the store with what appeared to be a large box holding near his waist and trying to conceal with a jacket. The officer shouted to the male to stop running approximately 60 feet away. The defendant stopped, made eye contact with the officer, and entered the passenger side of a motor vehicle. The officer shouted for both occupants to stop, at which time the motor vehicle sped off, exiting the parking lot. The officer was advised by another officer that he was behind the motor vehicle at a Valero gas station parking lot. The defendant was detained and recognized as the same person observed to run away from the store. The complainant, a loss prevention associate, provided video showing the defendant walking past all points of sales with a speaker, total value $289, and the defendant was later ID'd by his Texas driver's license.
You saw him bond for a prior assault.
For
Was it-
prior theft, yes. Judge.
Right. Was that at the Walmart? And did we order him not to go to a Walmart?
That prior theft was from a Home Depot, Judge. And let's see what the report is.
I can't continue to give you PR bonds, Mr. Mary.
Yes, sir.
You continue to pick up cases. What am I supposed to?
I don't pick it up.
Stop.
Yes.
I'm not asking you to talk. I'm just telling you, I'm not going to continue to give you PR bonds. You're going to stay with me. You picked up a bond while you're on bond. I told you not to pick up any more cases. You've now picked up another case.
Nobody told me anything. The first time was,
Stop. I'm revoking your bond. I'm putting you in jail now. I'm going to appoint your lawyer and we'll talk and we'll figure out where to go from here. But this is the third PR bond now. No, sir.
isn't that three?
It's three.
It's not me though. I only have
This
two.
is not a negotiation right now.
Two.
I will appoint your lawyer. I want you to talk to someone and then we'll figure out where
Yes,
we're
sir.
going from
Yes, sir.
here.
And-
Mr. Captain.
Morning, Judge.
Hey, bud. Yeah, come on up. Good morning.
Morning.
What's going on?
I'm approaching on Edgar Gonzalez. He's on docket this morning. The reason I'm approaching Judge, if I may, is, he is currently on bond conditions. There are no violations or anything, but, random urinalysis is one of them. And, he had scheduled a cruise before this case ensued and,
I don't have a problem with him going. He just can't use.
yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. No, I just don't want him to. be-
So what we'll do is we will,
During that week.
right. What we'll do is just let Fleischer know the dates that he's going.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let us know he's going to get tested as soon as he comes back.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
the tests go back a couple weeks, so we'll be able to see if he's using. So tell him, I know that he's going to be a big constant party, but that doesn't, give him the authority to use. So please tell him not to use. The other thing is they've also filed a motion to amend in this case. Have you seen it?
I saw that. Yes, sir.
Do you have any objection to it? I think they're amending.
Other than we're splitting hairs because it's right at 0.15.
Okay, all right. Thanks. So Felicia, just, you don't mind getting the dates, please? All right. Okay, thanks.
Right here for the clerk.
The top box?
Hey, ready? Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I've got Travis Reed this morning.
Reed?
Yes.
Okay.
We're just doing a PTI disposition. Today was his last day. It's my understanding state just needs to confirm with the PTI department.
Yeah, because there was, I think during the, they wanted to term at that date. I haven't gotten that. I'm trying to, if they.
Can we wait a little bit to see?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Let's wait. Is there anything that, did he complete everything?
He did, Your Honor. It was just, I think there was like a no-show UA and then a high brax. So they wanted to get to the very end of the term determined.
Okay.
I'm just waiting on that.
So let's see. I mean, I guess let's just wait.
I can send the general thing in email.
Yes, it was just the person who was assigned to him was out of the office today, so I didn't know if we needed to come back tomorrow or not.
I don't know. I mean, let's see. Do you know, perhaps can we email Gomez?
In that department. just to see if they-
What about Ms. Gomez?
That's who I'm.
Yeah. So if you don't mind, email her, see if we're good to go. If not, maybe roll to tomorrow. Yeah.
And if we do roll him, I just wanted to make sure, would it be okay if we waive his appearance so he doesn't have to come back down here?
If they're saying that he's not good to go and they're not ready to file a nollie, he's got to be here. But if they're going to file a nollie, then no, of course
All
not.
right, thank you, Your Honor.
So let's hold for a bit, I guess, and just see.
That's on the case today. I just did it. No, that's my third trial.
Hey, guys, come on.
Did my approach.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Judge, I've got a brief off document, if I'm right. Got a cause number whenever you're ready.
Okay.
253-5924. It's my client, Joe Greathouse.
Okay.
Judge, Mr. Greathouse has a scram. I've checked with pretrial. He's had no issues. He's in compliance. He drives for a living. He's got a truck that he wants to
finalized getting, he's pre-approved for an insurance policy. I'm asking if the court would consider switching the tram to an in-car so he can drive. That would be his only vehicle.
What do you think? He also has an FSRA upstairs and an evading arrest in a motor vehicle.
It's up to your discretion, Judge. Obviously, I don't see what the harm would be of keeping the scram on.
Is there no driving right now?
No, there's not a no driving. You just can't drive without an interlock equipped, I assume.
He's gonna put it in the work truck?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's his
okay.
only vehicle.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Just let him know it's drinking.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's not gonna go well. for
And
him.
he's been doing treatment for about a month and a half, 2 months now.
Counsel, is he here today?
Judge,
Yeah.
I could have him report or waive his.
So would you just waive it?
Thank you, Judge.
Sounds good. I'll create the order down.
Judge, can I approach?
Yeah, hi, Aaron.
I have Mr. Washington, first name Michael, on your docket this morning.
On bond or in jail?
Someone, and he's present. He has a PTI decision-making class, gun safety class, driver safety class, $100 donation, Houston Food Bank. He has done the donation, the driver safety class, and the weapons class. He has not done the decision-making class. He just needs a little more time to do that one.
It's 201 days old.
I understand.
So he'll have until Monday to get it done.
That's fine.
If he doesn't have it done, right, if he doesn't have it done by Monday, let him know who will be set for trial.
Yes, Judge.
Okay?
Right. Is
Thanks.
first through the third.
Maybe your first judge?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, this is on Mr., it might be under Santiago Lopez in your docket. He has two names, but it's gonna be July 2nd here.
It's not Santiago. Let's try and open it.
It's under Lopez Santiago Art System. I can give you a cause number.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it because I don't even see it. All right, what is it?
252-7146.
It's an Myrna.
Right, that's it. So for some reason it has one in your system and one in the.
I don't even see Myrna. It's on today?
Yes, Judge, it's on your thing.
Oh, he's in custody. That's why. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't realize that. That makes a difference. Okay. What would you like?
So Judge, we were thinking about getting a trial setting for today. I mean, the state has been generous with their offer. It's no problem with that, but he wants a trial setting.
Yeah, okay. I mean, there's no problem. It's up to you.
Right.
Just whatever day you want. We just need to do at least 30 so that they can get their motions and.
Judge, the state would ask for at least 45 days because he is a Spanish speaker and we.
And I told her,
That takes even longer.
right, I told her I know,
That
Judge.
takes like 75 days, I think, right? A minimum.
45 days, I believe, is the cutoff for translations that need to be provided to defense counsel.
Have you been able to look at everything?
I
I'm
have.
sure. Is everything in English or Spanish?
So I think it's in Spanish, some of his, yes, when he's doing his sort of, because he's only really a Spanish speaker.
Right.
Judge.
Was there
Okay.
any kind of concerns?
Whatever day you want. I'm
Okay.
good. Whatever you guys want. Doesn't matter to me. So you guys pick
After
it.
45 days, you're fine.
Right.
Just pick a Tuesday, please, and then
That'll work.
whatever.
Thank you. And Judge, would we, just for logistics, like, would we do it like in the morning normally, or do you do it like after docket?
No, so we do voir dire on a Tuesday,
Oh,
and
okay.
then we start testimony on Wednesday.
Okay,
So
perfect.
everything happens in the morning. So we do voir dire as soon as we get the panel, which is usually around 9:30,
Okay.
9:45. We just go until we pick it, and then we'll start testimony on the following day.
That'll work. Thank you so much. Judge.
Okay. So put the request in now, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. Or at least 40 spots.
Hey, Aaron, sorry to keep you waiting. I was working it back. Okay,
I'm approaching,
Judge, can you check your waiting room too?
I'm approaching on Mr. Messina, Your Honor.
Okay,
This one, Your Honor, I'm just trying to get a future date. We had him set for an on-bond mental health evaluation, but this was my fault. I got the date, but I didn't realize he didn't get text messages. I took a screenshot of the date and sent it to him.
do you have a new date already or no?
I emailed Helena, I don't have one yet. And he also has a felony pending on March 13th. I don't know if we could just bring him back on that date and kind of leave that as a play date, see if I get a date.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. It's getting old though. It's 200 days. So just make sure that like, hopefully he can show up for the next one. Yeah, I trust you.
Showing
Aaron.
up each time, so he has like transportation.
I trust you, Aaron. Yeah.
Page 15.
Do you want to do the day after or do you want to do the same day since he's already?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, whatever you want. Antonio, hey, do you have a plate?
I do, Judge.
Okay, yeah. Good morning, Mr. Richardson.
Good morning. How are you this morning, Judge?
What's going on with you?
I have a client who had a calendaring issue yesterday, her and I, and we failed to appear. I was going to ask the court if we could reinstate the bond and appear in the morning.
What's the cost number?
The cause number is, oh, got it right here. 25482340.
On white?
Yes,
Are you representing her now?
I am. I know I need to get my letter rep in, and I'll do that as soon as I get off the phone, but it was kind of a mix up and I wanted to get on here pretty quick.
Okay, and what is your, do you have a spin number?
66867680.
So 6686-7680.
Correct. One of the old ones where you put a 5 in
This one. And I'll give you the cost number. You ready? Which one do you want, the spin first?
Spin first.
Okay, it's 6686-7680. And the cost number is 254-8234.
And he's hired?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Waive the plans, the Wednesday.
Angela White, come up.
She's not present, Judge. I was asking if we could appear in the morning.
Oh, well, I'm not going to reinstate it until she's here, right? She needs bond conditions, right?
I think she's got bond conditions. I think she already had those.
A bond violation report, Judge.
Oh, yeah, she has a bond violation.
Oh, does she? That I'm
Yeah.
not aware of.
Yeah, I'm not reinstating it until she gets here. Sorry.
All right.
She's got what's the violation?
The violation is for a high breath.
She's continuing to consume alcohol, Mr. Richardson.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay, well,
So
I'll,
the warrant will remain in effect until she gets here or she gets, picked up, but.
all right. Well, I'll make sure she gets there. We don't want to do it the picked up way. And then I'll approach again by Zoom then, Judge. I'll probably early in the morning. Thank
Do
you,
you
Your
still
Honor.
do you still want me to attach you or no?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Got you. We'll attach you then.
Thank you, Judge. We'll see you in the morning.
Take care, friend.
All right. Bye.
Ramona, I'm gonna chat you right now.
Okay, Judge. Judge, I responded.
Okay, I wanted to make sure because it didn't know.
Conteste con respeto al juez. Le va a hacer unas cuantas preguntas. Sí, señor o no, señor, se contesta, ¿ok? ¿Me entendió?
Good morning, Mr. Machado.
Buenos días, señor.
Benitez. Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated.
Yo acusado de manejar ebrio.
You were facing up to 6 months in jail
No, claro, posible.
and or a $2,000 fine.
Es $2,000 por los dos.
This is a first, correct?
Es la primera, sí, dice todo.
Any particular reason for 162?
Well, he's been in jail there, that's how many.
And Daisy's just been in.
Esos días que ha estado ya preso, dice.
You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 162 days in jail,
No,
credit for the 54 days that you have done.
días en la cárcel, pero con crédito por ¿cuánto?
54.
54 días.
Es tiempo servido.
You need to understand
Tienes que entender, caballero.
this DWI will go on your record.
Esto, manejar ebrio, lo vas a tener en tu antecedente penal. Sí,
It will be on your record for the rest of your life.
antecedente penal en la lista por el resto de tu vida.
If you ever get pulled over in a car
Este padre ahora
and you smell like
y
alcohol,
huelen alcohol.
an officer will see a prior DWI.
El oficial va a ver que tienes un
If they smell
antecedente.
alcohol on you, it's probably not going to go well for you.
Probablemente no te va
I
a
would
ir
never get in a car
nunca
if you ever
con un
consume
coche.
any
Si
alcohol.
es con-
Do you understand?
El juez no.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement.
A muchos
You give up the right to a trial,
de acuerdo.
right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen,
Todos los acusadores, si no eres ciudadano de los
there
Estados
are
Unidos,
possible immigration consequences.
consecuencias del
You can be deported, excluded from the country,
país,
denied naturalization under federal law.
leyes federales.
You give up the right to appeal.
Rechazando el derecho a apelar este caso también.
You can never change this after today.
Y nunca, eso no se va a olvidar después de hoy.
Do you still want to do this?
¿Todavía quieres ir adelante con tu declaración? Al juez, no a mí. Conteste.
Yo quiero así firmar.
How do you plead
Just wanna sign.
guilty or not guilty?
¿Cómo te declaras a este delito? ¿Culpable o no?
Culpable.
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty. I am going to suspend your license for 90 days.
La licencia por
I'm going to take
90 días.
license. Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Okay. Ya.
Pase con el aguacil.
Ms. Garcia,
Judge.
hi.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, who do you have?
I have a new case.
Judge, she has on page 38.
Ruby.
We just pled. Wait a second. Hey, Antonio. He just pled on this case. On Machado?
And I saw someone there, but I didn't know his name.
No. Are you representing a Machado Benitez?
That's right, Judge. Is he the one who just did a plea in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Who's that?
This is Miss Naomi Garcia. Did you get hired on the case?
Yes, he hired me and we did a motion to represent him, but I just got on it and I talked to him already too.
But nobody ever approached it.
Yeah. So the motion was filed in January, but if no one approaches on it, we don't know. So no one told us to put it in the queue, so I guess it just sat there. And we had appointed him, Antonio, and the guys, it's now at 162 days, so he just wanted to, I guess, get it over with.
Oh, okay. Well, he pled. He claimed he was the passenger in the vehicle, but if he pled guilty, that was his choice.
I mean, if you want to undo it, I can. It's up to you. But that means you'd have to sign on.
Judge, that's okay. I think if he pled and I already spoke to him, he knew that we were coming to court. And if he'd made that choice, then it would, he probably doesn't want to sit there any longer.
I mean, theoretically, I have jurisdiction for the next 30 days. If, something, just come back and let us know,
Yes, I will do that. I'd rather not undo it until I talk to him. And then that way I'll know what Because I don't want him sitting there longer if he doesn't want to do it.
And Judge, although we did discuss, he did claim that he wasn't driving. I explained to him that there's two wheel witnesses that put him behind the wheel. And so.
Okay. I'll let you guys do it. Okay, so
That
just
would-
keep me
that
in the
would
loop
make
if anything needs to be changed, okay?
Thank you,
Yes, ma'am.
Benitez.
Okay, thanks,
Okay,
Antonio.
bye.
All right.
Okay, take care.
What about? You all there? He's back there.
Hi, Ricardo. Hey, Judge, sorry to keep you waiting. No worries. Working on something back. Mr. Jackson. Mr. Rice? Wow. I mean, really? Great to see you, man. Hi. Okay, what's going on?
Working on a fugitive case, Mr. Cordell Jackson, they're bringing him out.
Okay,
We would,
you want a bond?
yeah,
Okay,
can we wait till he comes out though?
absolutely. Don't feel bad for asking for a bond.
No, of course not, of course not.
Okay.
Judge, I will add on this. This is probably another one I asked to go off the live stream for a little second.
Okay, not a problem. So this is Cordell Jackson, you said?
Yes, Judge, Cordell Jackson.
And she's ready to get back for the she wants instructions. We should, yes. She's just checking to see if the ads is gonna go for her, or if she needs to do anything on her, so she reached out to the company. But I do
Yeah, that's fine.
Should I wait?
Yes.
Oh, you know what, Judge? Since I have you, there's another case I need to talk to you about.
Okay.
Sorry, I just looked at my list. Mr. Eric Tome,
Custody or on bond?
he's, on bond in ICE custody.
He's in ICE custody?
Yes, he's battling it out over there in ICE custody.
Are you 100% sure?
Yes, so here's the update. I've been giving you updates on this gentleman every 2 weeks. So last time he had an attorney, he was denied an immigration bond, but he was given, they started talking about asylum. So he's getting an asylum application that's pending or about to be submitted. He's gonna have court on March 19th.
Okay.
So we should have word from immigration on March 19th.
Okay, but you've been able to verify he's actually, it's still in ICE custody?
Yeah,
Okay.
look him up again.
I mean,
right
I'm
now.
okay with the reset then.
Yeah, okay, so after that date. Okay, perfect, thank you. Yeah, he's in ICE custody, he's got a hearing date and everything. All right. Hey, this is Mr.
Good morning, Mr. Jackson.
Good morning, sir.
Jackson, your lawyer's asking for me to set you a bond. I don't know. The only thing I know is that you're wanted out of another jurisdiction. I don't even know for what. I don't know if I'm going to set you a bond, but two things are very clear that I need to know. Number one, if we set you a bond, are you going to go back? And number two, if we set you a bond, are you going to be a danger to our city? Because that's my primary concern. I want to keep my streets as safe as I can.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I know that you're going to tell me it's lollipops and gumdrops and rainbows and this and that, but you know, I have to get you in a very short, I have to get to know you in a very short amount of time. And the way I get to know you is how you look on paper, because that tells me really who you are. With that, let us know about Mr. Jackson.
He's wanted out of Greenfield County, Colorado for failure to appear for burglary. The bond over there is $50,000. This was a case out of this was issued out of 2023, October.
So has he been on bond?
No.
Did he know that it was out there? Is it a to be?
The failure to appear.
Oh, failure to appear. So he knows that this has been open for the last 2 years.
Yes, Judge. State's opposed to a bond as well. Of course, as the court knows, he has an evading with a motor vehicle out of the 209.
No, what?
Yes.
He has an open evading as well in a motor vehicle.
Yes, he's got a case pending here in Harris County as well. Invading, that's right.
What are the criminal history? If any?
His other recent one was from 2022. He had a theft, which was a state jail. It was given, I believe it deferred and it was revoked in 2023.
Wait a second. So you're telling me that that case has been open, it's been in a warrant status since 2023, and he was able to get on a felony probation in 24 here while that case is open over there?
Looks like it.
The case that I caught.
Yeah, so that one was filed in 2022 and then they revoked it in 2023. October.
The reason why I got the warrant is because they took me because
something doesn't add up.
But I made it to all my courts. I never missed a court day before this.
Okay, in Colorado is what you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Judge, so there was some back and forth on when he got taken into custody for the last case. He's saying that he didn't miss a court date because he was in custody at that point. And so there's a lot of back and forth. The situation I'm talking to him about is, hey, judge is gonna say you've had this case pending since this time. He has a plan in place to go to Colorado. What's different is that he now has a daughter that is 2 years old. So he's trying to do right by her, and so that puts more responsibility on him. He does have the evading case, but he would like to see if he could get a bond here because the trouble he's getting is people aren't allowing him to post the other bond because of this fugitive case. And so it's kind of which one comes first, and we're hoping you could give him.
The problem is that case has been open. Are you telling me it's been in warrant status for 2 years, Amy?
Yeah, the Colorado case is from 2023.
He's known about this thing. It's been open for 2 years, yet he's never done anything to go back to try to rectify the situation now because he's arrested. Now he's all ready to go.
Well, the difference is now he's got his daughter and, and so he's growing up fast.
Jackson, I can't trust you to do the right thing. You've had 2 years.
Yeah, no, at first I ain't have no money to go out there.
That's a good point I mentioned before. Yeah. He is also mentioning to me his finances, whether his finances were back then. He was 19 at that age. His finances are a little better now. He's got the support of his wife, I believe, or his girlfriend.
My girlfriend.
I don't.
And also, Harris County been putting me in and out of jail since I've been incarcerated in Harris County since then. So I really ain't have no chance to go out there. I only been inside the world for like a month and a half, almost 2 months.
Okay. Judge, we're not asking for a PR bond. We're just asking for a bond enough to ensure for him to go out there and turn himself in. He still needs to make the bond. And so this would at least put something in place where he can make this bond and make the other bond. And if that doesn't happen, if he can't do that other bond, we're approaching, we'll pull.
Here's the thing, Mr. Jackson, I appreciate the argument that you guys are making. I truly do. But the fact remains is that case has been open for 2 years. And to say that money has become an issue, I just don't, I don't believe it. And the thing is that you've had a long time to be able to do the right thing, to go take care of that. And yet, in between that time, you're still picking up criminal cases here, and it's still, nothing's happening. I feel if I were to give you a bond, I don't think that you would go back. I just don't want you to pick up another case. I don't want more harm to come. I'm sorry, man. I'm not gonna do it.
Would you reconsider if he does make the other bond first?
No, but the point is that you've had 2 years to get and do the right thing. And no matter how much time that you've come
If it's about the bond, go ahead. If it's about the bond, don't talk about this case in specific, but go ahead.
They had,
Talk to the judge.
okay, Judge, during them 2 years, I ain't gonna lie, I've been incarcerated 2 times. The first time, I would have never missed court, but they took me in a day before my court date. That's the whole reason of me having a warrant. And when they took me in, that's what slowed me down on the lot. I had my daughter, my mother got cancer right now. I ain't gonna lie, like, like, I don't know, like,
It's always the right time to do what is right. You know
Yes,
who
sir.
said that?
Yes, sir.
Right. You know, you've had 2 years to get it done right. You've not been incarcerated fully for 2 years. You know, now, all of a sudden,
Out of them
because you're in
2 years, sir,
custody,
I only had 6 months out of 2 years, sir.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
Yes, sir.
I gotta understand that at some point,
Yes, sir.
we cannot just continue to, no. It's time now to face it. I can't just continue to let you out and trust that you're going to do the right thing. You've had that opportunity over and over and over. And yet, after 2 years, you still haven't had the wherewithal to get it done. Why is that gonna change now? I don't think it will. You know what I mean? Actions speak louder than words. And I hope that you remember us in the future so that if you do have something else elsewhere, take care of it, because that warrant will always be there forever and a day until you take care of it. You know what I mean? Okay.
All right, thanks, Judge. Appreciate it.
We are on Anthony Arthur Lee. Court coordinator wanted me to approach because,
They filed a motion to sub. I just wanted you to know about it. So,
a motion.
I'm sorry, motion to amend. Yeah, so I just wanted to give you a heads up that they had filed it so you could see it.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I'm just putting it right here.
Okay,
Yeah, it was due to the blood coming back.
right. So I'll sign it and then whatever you guys want to do. Yeah, okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, it's just normal reset. Whatever you guys need, it's an early case. So.
Thank you.
Sure. Mr. Elick. Hey.
I have Kareem Khalifa, and he's on the docket, but he wasn't brought up. And it looks like the state is gonna go to trial, and so we're gonna get a trial date.
Okay, just whatever day you want.
I also am gonna get an interpreter, and I have to make a few calls, so I may file that and approach tomorrow on that.
I'm okay with that, whatever you need.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you need money for this or just whatever
I
you
think
need,
I will because text in there.
whatever you need, don't worry about it.
Thank you. And
Mr.
I think
Ely, can you come to the back?
Yes, I will. And I think there was a Samantha Walker who an
Correct.
attorney, was it an attorney at Litem possibly that
I don't
called?
know, but the thing is this, is that we were supposed to get conditions signed by her and they never got. They
So
never-
what happened?
It says on hers, it says state will supervise conditions
Okay.
and state conditions were never signed. So that's what, we need her to sign the conditions. That's what we need.
Judge,
Samantha Walker.
No. Hey, Victoria, do you have the case number for, let me see.
it is 2537179.
So I recall the day I was appointed that the chief, I showed the chief the surveillance video which the state has, and then we approached with the chief, and this was in November, and I recall you saying no conditions. And then the magistrate conditions were in place, and then last week she came to court.
It's an assault family member though. We always do.
Well, it's her daughter, and her daughter actually has a juvenile case, and I showed.
Okay, so I'm glad that you're here so we can talk about this. What say you, Alex?
I think it was.
The issue is I'm not seeing any state's conditions filed on Ms. Walker's case, no granted conditions. I only see the.
Elick is saying that I had decided not to put conditions.
And you said, I wish there was more mothers like you specifically. And I believe.
Elick, I believe you. You're an officer of the court. I trust you. So.
I see no notes of any conditions either, so I'm inclined to believe Mr. Elick.
Okay. All right. So there's Okay.
And I can also tell you, last week, I believe, maybe it was a week ago Friday.
So,
She called us after docket as well and was talking about this.
And I believe
so Miss White called?
The mother, yeah.
mother, which, yeah, she should have gone through me, but I believe they were gonna release her daughter out of juvenile custody into her custody. And then there was the magistrate's no contact order, which had been put in place by the magistrate. And so they didn't do that. So now the CW still remains in custody until this gets cleared up.
So you need us to take it off?
Pardon?
You need us to take it off?
I think she has no conditions as of now.
She doesn't have any conditions.
And so I believe that would allow the court to place daughter back with her, which I think is in the best interest of everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Then I
Okay.
think we're on the same, track, right?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Booker.
Good morning. Judge, I have two clients I need to talk to you about.
Okay.
The first one is the more sophisticated one, Tarlin Stevens.
Is it on docket today?
It is, Judge, and she's in the court. Just talked to Chief about this. It's a DWI. It's her first interaction with the court system. Okay, so the state made an offer of probation that included the use of an interlock. So she and I have been talking about this, and that's a condition that she preferred not to have. And so the question was whether you would approve a probation without an interlock in this case. And if not, then we're going to continue down the road of PTI potentially. Or there is a fact issue that we made.
PTI is gonna require it regardless though, too.
Correct, but in the event that she has it, we prefer to have the dismissal than the conviction.
Right.
So that was the thought process. So
But it should, I mean,
but if you were okay with allowing the plea without the interlock, then she would move forward with the probation.
no, because I think, I don't know if it's, I'd have to look to see if it's even mandatory as well.
I don't think it was, but that's why we were having the talk
Yeah,
today.
I'd have to look to see, whether it's discretionary or not, because
Okay.
I'm not sure.
In the event that it is, you would be
I
opposed.
would want just at least for a little bit, you know, but why wouldn't she apply for PTI?
Well, we're in the process of doing that, but when this offer came up, both had the interlock on there, and I was like, well, let's see, PTI is a little more expensive, obviously, because you have to pay the $600 essentially.
You can have some stuff waived.
Yeah, but that's in theory. I mean, you really have to do a lot to get the DA fee
I
waived.
have a packet for you if you want to try to have,
It looks like we're gonna go down that road anyway, if you're opposed to removing it as a condition on the regular probation.
at least I'd like a little bit at a time, just so I know that there are no issues. And then after a while, if you're good, then we can, but the normal course is that we have it on, and it's on every single one,
I understand.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So that's that. The last one is simple, Judge. Natalie Garza, old case, but you were giving us time to take care of some business. So Ms. Garza paid her restitution this morning on the 12th floor. And the other matter was completing a course, which she has completed. But now, for some reason, the classes are requiring an affidavit stating that you are who you are. Just like the third time in a row I've heard this in the last few weeks, where these classes are like, send us an affidavit saying that you are who you are with your ID. So she did send that in yesterday. And then they will provide her with a certificate of completion, and then she'll be finished.
Yes, let's roll it till later in the week.
That's what I was thinking, Judge, if we could.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Good morning,
Yeah.
We're approaching with Mr. John Mary. We have a plea that should be before the bench.
Oh, on both.
Yes, sir.
Did you just get appointed today?
I did.
Did you want time to look to see about any discovery or anything?
Well, I've spoken with Mr. Mary, and I've gone through the offense report, at least what's here in the Dems. One of the theft cases is for $103. The other one is like 289. And he is under the impression that, you know, that taking a plea on this case would be more beneficial for him because he can't afford to pay two $5,000 bonds.
Mr. Mary, all I want are my streets to be safe. That's all I want. We gave you a PR bond on your first case. You took off, you didn't come back. We gave you another PR bond. And this time, on the new PR bond, you picked up another case.
That's true.
The point I'm trying to make is I don't want people to plead guilty just to get out. That's not what I want. What I want is no more issues. That's what I want. So I don't want him to plead guilty just to get out, and I feel that that's happening here. So if I give you a third chance, how do I know you're not going to pick up yet another case? Mr. Mary, we have resources here. All you have to do is ask. If you want food, if you want clothes, if you want something to, eat, if you need a place to sleep, if you want a job, we have resources for you. All you have to do is ask. But this is a problem because this, with this right here, pick up another one, you're now looking at a felony charge.
Your Honor, may I? On that first case, it looks as if those were work tools that he was appropriating. On the second.
Let's not talk. Look, I don't want you to plead guilty just to get out. That's not the way that, but I'm gonna tell you now that I don't like to play games. If I give you another PR bond, and look me now, because if I find that you pick up another case where you don't show up to court, we will have issues. And I'm telling you, I will not do it. This just to plead guilty to get out. It's not gonna happen. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will give you another chance. I don't want you to go to any more Home Depots. I don't want you to go to any more, it was what, Walmart, right? No Walmart. Do you understand? Any of them, no Home Depots. And I will have you speak to counsel now so that whatever you need, we can try to get for you. Do you understand? But this is not a good way to just, it's setting you up to fail. And that's not what we do. Do you understand, Mr. Mary? Okay. I'm gonna grant you a PR bond on both cases. But we need to find out where we're gonna go next because I don't want any more issues. You must appear in court every single time, and I want you to stay in contact with counsel. He's gonna give you his cell or a number to him. There's no excuse why you can't get in touch with him. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Really, I'm not asking much. Just don't pick up any new cases and stay in contact with counsel. That's all I'm asking you to do. You understand?
Yes, sir.
This is not the right way. All right. So if you don't mind speaking to him real quick to see what we can work out for any kind of resources he may need.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'll check the name and just look for you, okay?
That's what additional.
Mr. Rice, everything okay?
Yes, sir.
You talk?
No, it wasn't personal. I'm happy
Judge, we're just.
Oh, I will. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's the word? I'm live streaming. I'm live streaming. So consider that, please.
Absolutely.
Is he with you?
Yes, yes, this is, Mr. Sorato. Yes, she does. That.
No. Behind the bar. He's a defendant?
He's still got a sign. He's still got a sign. I brought him up the sign.
Oh,
So,
that way.
yeah, this way. I brought him the sign. Sorry.
Caramba la bamba.
Me first?
Hi. Ready? Please.
I'm approaching on Neil White, and he is set for arraignment this morning.
Up to the bar, Mr. White. Okay. Is he on docket today or no?
This case is on docket, yes, Judge.
I see.
And he's got another case, another open case.
Whoa. Whoa.
And that's an assault family member. This one is a terroristic threat, his current case.
He's on bond for an assault and he just picked up a terroristic threat.
Yes, Judge.
You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on your new terroristic threat of a family or a household member. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 18th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, the officer was dispatched to a family disturbance. The officer met with the complainant who stated that the defendant had been threatening her. The complainant stated that she and the defendant had been arguing all day and that the defendant stated he would stab her and throw her down the stairs. The defendant stated he would shoot her, and then the defendant showed the complainant a large hunting knife, and that's when the complainant advised that she feared for her life.
Who is the complaining witness in this case? Same as in his open assault?
No, Your Honor, they're a different complainant.
Mr. White, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case on the new terroristic threat. I asked you one thing, sir. I asked you not to become a danger to my community and not to pick up a new case. You now have. I will now revoke your bond in the assault case. It goes with you. $5,001 assault, please. I am now issuing another protective order on this person. You know, is there a protective order that's open in the first assault? No? Because if so, we could be looking at a violation of protective. I'm issuing a protective order that identifies Farah as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Mr. White, let me be clear with you now. I will do everything in my power to protect my community at all costs. You pick up a third case, I'm going to go absolutely bonkers. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are not to smoke, use any kind of illegal substances, consume alcohol. I'm going to test you, and I'm going to put a GPS monitor on your ankle prior to release, please, so I know where you are at all times. And I don't want you anywhere near any of these complaining witnesses at any time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay? Because if you, we need to sign them all.
You can sign it on the next street, 218, right at the bottom, like the last one.
Okay, all right.
And the still judge, the previous case, you want that one on the road to 501?
Yeah. The assault case,
How much, Judge?
5,001.
5,000, Judge?
5,001.
5,001.
Yeah.
Conditions.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. D.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure. What's the-
Judge, yesterday, young Mr. Yale Serato could not get to court. His mom's car broke down. I approached, he raised his bond of $5,000, notified the family and told us. And he insisted that he was coming down today. So he is here today, Judge. We have a 1-year defer worked out with the.
Come up, Mr. Serrato. Man, he couldn't even get to court. How's this dude gonna work a probation?
His mom is behind him. He's got it's 16 hours of community service, which he knows he can get to do. He has 2 online classes and he has to write some letters of apology. He knows that this is his chance to keep this off his record. I've talked to his mom. They are behind him. They're gonna help him do this, Judge. Give him a chance, sir. He can do it. Right, Yale?
Yes.
We have at least 3 times you couldn't make it to court. Just to even come to court. How on earth are you gonna be able to make a probation? You couldn't even come to court.
Well, for some of them, it wasn't entirely my fault. For one of them, I came to court, but mostly when I'm anxious, I get sick, and I had like a huge headache, and I ended up getting food diarrhea because of it, so I couldn't come. So I had food poisoning for maybe 3 weeks. I couldn't control that, so I'm sorry about that. For yesterday, my mom paid the insurance, and it's expensive, so we didn't have any money until today because my dad got paid today. So we couldn't even get family members either because they live far away. So if they came here, I would have probably came here around like 10 or
So
11.
you have all these issues now. You realize you get on this probation. There's no excuse why you can't go to probation. There's no excuse why you can't do your community service. There's no excuse why you can't do your classes. If you don't, you're looking at an entire year in jail. This is not a joke. So you either do it the right way or you end up in jail for up to a year. But, in life, you have to act a certain way we do things, right? You're expected to behave in a certain way. And when you don't, there are serious consequences. I had given you multiple chances to try to get here. I worked with John to try to get you here. And this last time was the 3rd time that either the car broke down that was the last 3 excuses where the car broke down. That's why, to me, that's unbelievable. And I'm not going to accept that my car broke down for a failure for you to complete your community service on time. Do you understand, Mr. Serrato?
Yes, sir.
This is a very big deal right now because I want you to understand something. When you end up with an assault on your record, it closes very many doors because when you try to get a job and if someone sees that you have an assault on your record, what do you think they're going to do? What's that?
Decline.
Right. Because they know that if you get into a potentially stressful situation, something might happen. They don't want that kind of liability. John has worked out an agreement where it's a probation, where if you do a couple things, you don't end up with a conviction on your record. But this is not a joke to where, I can't make it to community service because my car broke down. I'm not going to entertain that excuse. Do you understand that?
Yes, Judge.
Can we hold the probation here? Or is it too difficult to do that? It's too hard. It's okay. Did you graduate from high school?
Not yet, sir.
He's at Eisenhower right now, Judge. He's still going to school. We have to get
Are
him
you
a pass.
actively enrolled in school now?
Yes.
Okay. I want proof that you're actively enrolled. And I want, what are we now? What, February? So it's, there's still school. I want a week to bring proof that you're enrolled in full-time in school. That is a part of your condition as well, that you graduate from high school. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're smoking weed, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm gonna put you in. You're looking at up to a year in jail, but I'm not gonna let you go. At a minimum, until you graduate from high school. You will be with me until you graduate from high school. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Are you a junior or senior?
A junior.
Wonderful. You will be with me for the next, until you graduate, because that is now a condition as well. An effective decision-making class, a 2-hour anger management class, no drugs, no alcohol, 16 hours of community service. As long as you're enrolled in high school, then I will waive the community service. There's no need for you as long as you're in school and studying and doing well. Failing does not equate to being enrolled in school. Failing does not count. At least a C average. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
An apology letter to the complaining witness in this case. If you violate this probation, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. We will have a hearing to determine whether you violated the probation. I can either extend you or keep you in custody. I want you to know that this is not a joke. Do you understand?
Sure.
There is also an affirmative finding of family violence, meaning that you ever pick up on one of these cases again, you will be looking at a 3rd-degree felony, 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this as well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. You know what the consequence is if you violate this probation. Everything must be done on time. You have a certain amount of time to get things done. If you don't, you are in violation of this probation. If you pick up a new case, you're in violation of this probation. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so let's have him drug tested in 2 weeks, please. And then, I guess let's do both. So in 2 weeks, do confirmation of enrollment and a drug test. How do you plead to the offense, Mr. Serrato? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm not going to find you guilty. It would probably be best for you to make this thing work out because you could really lose big if you don't. It's not about the money. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money. I'm going to waive every fee that I can on you. It's never about the money. I don't give a rat's behind about it. I just want you to do what you say you're going to do, and I don't want you to smoke marijuana. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We're gonna talk to this lovely lady. Thanks again, Judge. Nice process. Yes, John.
I signed all your motions and stuff.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay,
How are you, Judge?
Hey,
I also have a motion to sub,
okay, I'll sign it.
but I did want to approach you on that specific case, Judge.
On who?
The motion to sub that I filed.
Okay, good.
Marcano Garcia, here's the case number. 2419896.
Thank you. Marcano Garcia?
Yes, Judge. So he's in warrant status right now. You forfeited his bond a while back. So what he explained, I talked to his family. What they explained to me is that he was offered like a retail theft program.
He took off 4 different times and I literally bent over backwards not to issue the warrant. Is he not here?
He's not present today. So I want to talk to you first before I bring him in here. To see if Your Honor would allow us to do a walkthrough.
4 different times.
So I don't know the history of what happened, Judge, but all I know, let me explain, Judge. So I've got phone records, text message, screenshots of him trying to get a hold of the prior attorney. I don't want to name names.
Don't, right.
But I've got, like, I can show you the text message string where he's asking, when's my next court date? What am I supposed to do? When's my next court date? What am I supposed to do? When's my next court date? And there's no response. Then later on, it's like, okay, what happened? Oh, you got a warrant now. You got to come to court. It's like, wait a minute. Why do I have a warrant? What did I do wrong, or what's supposed to happen here?
I know that people say things.
No.
You're an officer of the court. I trust you. All I know is that we've got 4 different times he's not appeared. We've had defense over here saying, hey, man, I can't get a hold of him.
Okay, so I
don't know.
The other defense is also officer of the court, but that is not in line with all the text message strings that I've got showing, when's my next court date? What am I supposed to do? When's my next court date? What am I supposed to do? I did speak to the state yesterday about this case. They are willing to leave that retail theft offer open. My concern, Your Honor, is that obviously if he goes into custody, immigration is going to pick him up.
Sure.
And the only reason that I've got a hold of, or that he contacted me, is because I represented his wife on a separate incident, which is what confused me a little bit too, because I represented her after the fact, after his case was already in bond forfeiture status, but he was unaware that it was in bond forfeiture status because he kept trying to get a hold of the prior attorney to figure out what we could
Blaze,
do.
what say you on this case? Did you hear anything?
I'm trying to, sorry, what was the case?
Let him know so I can see what he, I'd like his opinion, what he thinks.
The
problem is that the case is 3 years old,
Right, I think it was filed in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. And
I've got
like
literally.
prior retail theft was offered already, Judge, and
Maybe now speaking to.
No, not
whatever you need, just tell her.
Not that he can do it. He's willing to do it. He was
Help, please.
apparently prior attorney did not communicate with him next court dates. Again, I could show you the text message strings, Judge.
Show Blaze.
So these are from January 3rd, 2023. January 16, January 17, January 17, January 19, January 30th. So for a whole month, no response. Then whatever date this would be, it just says OI, but I'm not sure what OI means.
I'm live streaming, so that's fine. What do you think, Blaze?
Then again, January 30th, February 26th, February 27th, finally on February 27th, a response. That's 2 months, Judge. That's 60 days.
Yeah, I can see it. The only thing I would say is there a reset? I mean, did he have a case reset more?
That I don't know, because it looks like some of this stuff might have been off document.
Here on, so it gets reset 1/24/23 to 2/28. And for that 2/28 setting, I tell the council that defendant's got to be here on 2/28. I'm assuming it gets reset 2/28. Let me see.
I'm trying to link up the.
I mean, January 3rd, I'm assuming he was not supposed to be here on that January 20 whatever date that you said, Judge. Then it was reset to January 20.
No, so for the January,
which would have been
the January, his appearance was waived. But then for the February setting, his appearance was required.
And Your Honor, I'm showing the text messages where he's trying to figure out, what do I do? What's the next step? It's not until February 27th, the day after the court date, when he was supposed to be here, that he's notified. And he says, no tienes que ir a la corte hoy. You don't have to be there. February
Wait,
27th,
say that, is he asking or is he saying?
February 26th, what do I do? What do I do? The whole month, 2 months before that, what do I do? What's the next step? What do I do? What's the next step? February 27th, no response. This is the text message that he sent back.
Spanish, so I don't know.
It says ninguna respuesta. I'm assuming that this attorney
Means
is,
no response?
I'm assuming that this attorney is talking about the response from the DA's office. That he was trying to figure something out. No response from the DA's office. ¿Estás en corte? Question mark. No tienes que ir hoy a corte.
So do I have to come to court today?
And he told him affirmatively, no tienes que ir a corte.
He said that?
Yeah.
What day is that?
This is February 27th, 2023 at 8:21 in the morning.
That's not right. Right. Okay.
So, and he wants to take care of the situation, Judge. If we can either reinstate his.
You're okay with continuing the retail?
Fine with that.
What needs to get done?
It's basically just, let's
Like
see.
a class and dismiss, I'm assuming.
Never assume.
It was the retail theft, which is, yes, class and dismiss. But.
Good assumption.
I just say get it done.
So let's put a time limit on it though. So I'll reinstate it
Thank you, Judge.
now. You're in good contact with him, right?
Yes, yeah, I'll be
Okay.
in contact with his wife.
I'll just reinstate it. There's no need for him to come.
Thank you, Judge.
And then just let him know about the class.
Yeah.
Give him 2 weeks.
Just
Are
like an 8-hour class or whatever.
Shoplifting thing.
Okay.
you ready?
Yep.
241-9896.
So it's a class is dismissed?
Through the HCDAO website, right?
Yeah, so
How much time I give?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, Judge.
If it's not done, he's gotta be here. I'm setting him for trial.
Perfect. Thank you, Judge.
This is the
That's
reinstatement.
more than enough.
Yes.
So on the, did you get it? You got it? Yeah, yeah.
That's fine.
You don't need to, right? No, we're good. Thank you, Judge.
All right, take care.
You don't need anything from me.
Hey, you ready? Hey,
Off
you have a
docket.
trip or something?
I'm sorry?
You have a trip?
I don't, but I have a client
Well, that's what I mean.
currently in Dallas. He got the positive to test today, but he's up in Dallas and doesn't come back till Friday.
You want him to test on Friday or he can go to
I don't
Quest
know.
now?
I don't know that he returns in time on Friday. This was one that if you said that if he tested negative, we're gonna remove the testing. So I was gonna see if we could just move it to Monday, let him test.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
can reapproach about that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go for it.
thank you.
Whoa,
How are you?
whoa. I mean, it's only been like 3 years,
I know, sorry, I'm
you
stuck
know?
upstairs most of the time. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
So I have a client who I represented upstairs.
What's your cause number?
The cause number in your court, Judge, is 2506241.
Wow.
It's actually already resolved here. He was taken into custody upstairs on 220 for a capias here.
Yeah.
So
here's what happened. We had so many issues with this guy, not appearing, testing positive. He probably had 3 to 4 BVRs, right? And I told him, look, it's a second, I think he even bond forfeited and he came in, he just wanted to, I guess, flee. And he had the supervisory fee, said, okay, I'm gonna pay it. And I said, okay, I'm gonna give you 2 years. He just didn't do anything. And then he picked up a DWI third, and then he gets up on probation on that thing. I think he's now serving out that time.
Yeah, okay. So I was unaware of all that. He obviously indicated to me that he didn't know anything about a 6,000 because I just looked at the initial plea paperwork and there wasn't a fine because I had never seen that. But at the very bottom, I did notice at the very, very bottom of the judgment, which he wouldn't have gotten
They signed paperwork
this.
to that fact. Hold on.
Didn't have it
Let me
on.
make sure I'm right before I tell you something that's wrong.
The plea paperwork did not have it on there. I pulled up the plea paperwork.
No, because it's usually not on there. It becomes part of the, I don't even know, how does it, yeah.
If it's probation, is it probation?
It wasn't probation.
Conditions of his time.
No,
He took a straight plea.
yeah. I think what the thing is they're supposed to do is that when they get out, at that point, they're supposed to go to enter collections to do a payment plan. and he never did.
And again, I don't know what can be done at this point. I just told him I would come down here just to check, because he said he never knew where to go. He was never told about a payment plan.
I told him.
I believe.
Yeah, I'm telling you because we had a lot of issues with
I know,
this
I
guy.
mean, but I-
He's had, here, let me tell you. I'll show you.
Oh, I know. I know, yeah.
You obviously represented him upstairs?
I did. I mean, and of course, he pled up there. He's on a probation. Well, he just pled on the 21st. He's sitting out his 10 days up there. But I would just want to told him I would try to
Guys
follow
have
up here to
him
make sure.
TRAS prior to?
I'm sorry?
Did you have him TRAS prior?
He did not, and he knows that he may end up going to inpatient, and he needs it. And that's what, and we,
I mean,
and he and I had a heart to heart about needing the inpatient and mental health. He's got mental health issues too. I anticipate he'd probably go to, that he'll probably be recommended to DDRP is what I anticipate would happen, just me knowing his mental health and the situation. Because upstairs, it's definitely not alcohol, it's PCP. So I don't know if it was alcohol or anything down here.
Jeannie, has he done the TRAS yet? No.
No, Judge. He's sitting out his 10 days right now because he pled on the 21st. He was taken in on the 20th for the warrant. And then we pled him on the 21st. I just carried him over.
You know when it's set?
I don't know.
Alex, can you check it, please?
For which, Your Honor,
For the felony case?
I don't know if they would I don't know if they would schedule him for him until he's out for his 10 days, to be honest with you.
No, they'll do it in. I'm surprised that they wouldn't schedule him to do it in now.
I don't think so. I think because they just don't know what, because he only has the 10 days and I know that they're not being scheduled that quick in custody. He has the 10 days on that case up there and was technically on bond upstairs. You know what I mean? So I think that they haven't scheduled it. They would probably wait to schedule it once he's out is what I anticipate. But he does know that it's likely he would be recommended for inpatient and he knows he would have to go back in for that. But I don't know how long he would be staying in for a $6,000. You know what I mean? I don't know. Do they get credit for that toward jail time?
I warned him like 15 times. You know, the crazy thing is that he picks up a DWI nearly not even a month later, like 2.5 weeks later, he picks up a felony DWI. I mean, and it's number 4. What do you want me to do?
Well, I guess my question is on that particular find, does he just sit out that whole, does that work the same way as it would if you were fined?
You just set out the $6,000.
Every 100 days. Every day is $100.
Is it really? That helps sit down? Yeah, I mean, that's what I always thought.
That's what I was told for the sheriffs.
I should have
But
defined it in the same category, because that's the DPS Manford, am I right? Isn't that what that one was?
That would probably be a question of the sheriffs and how they handle the 3-for-1 and the $100.
Yeah, I don't know either.
We just put
he-
for Mansell satisfied.
Okay. Well, I guess,
I can try to find out for you if you want to come back tomorrow.
if you don't mind.
I'll try to find out for you.
It's the first time that I've seen that fine, and then someone obviously have to, because usually when you would, not you specifically, but we would do that form to waive it, but.
There are very few times that I hold people actually to it, but usually ones that have so many issues that just refuse to comply in any realm whatsoever, then I mean, I can count on one hand, right?
Right, yeah, they're not.
But Mr. Bryant is one of those people. It scares me. He truly does. I mean, and I'm surprised that you guys didn't do the TRAS beforehand so he would get knowledge, because when you get out and then you do the TRAS and then they're telling you to go back in for an 18-month or 15-month program, inpatient.
Well, he was admonished to, but yeah.
I know, and it's always easy to say,
Yeah.
So, all right, give me some time and I'll find out. For
Because,
you.
I'll check back in tomorrow if you don't mind, Judge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if he is gonna be there for 600 days or whatever, or 60 days, not 600, but 60 days, yeah, then I'll, see if they'll just go ahead and do the TRAS, knowing that he's gonna be in there that long. But if not, then I'll figure that out.
No, tomorrow.
Okay, great. Thank you, Judge.
Good afternoon, Judge. I'm here with Mr. Rivas, Ryan Rivas.
Okay.
We have a bond violation report.
Come up, Mr. Rivas.
Mr. Rivas also has a felony. That case was dismissed today, so we just have our misdemeanors now.
What am I supposed to do, Mr. Rivas? Over and over and over. I ordered you not to use any illegal substances, and yet it continues to happen. No, I mean, what? Felicia, when was the first test that we did on Mr. Rivas?
My last test was the test I took.
Did you represent him on the aggravated assault?
No, I didn't, Judge. He was just appointed an attorney this morning up there, and the case was dismissed the same day that he was appointed an attorney. Who was the attorney appointed? Mr. Andrew Williams. Andrew Williams. But I'm sure you know what he's gonna say. He said he was trying to explain to you that the marijuana was in his system from when he was arrested on January 22nd. Yeah.
Judge, the only test we have is from the 18th.
What day? You mean today?
No, the 18th, February 18th.
Okay, that's,
I just took a test last week. That was my
And that's what the,
you've been on bond in this case since September. Since September, you've known not to use any illegal substances. It's now February. What possible excuse could there be?
There is no excuse, Judge, given that
He has 3 open cases with us. I mean, I've continually told you not to use.
I think one of those cases was possession of marijuana. And he said that's the day that he used, the day that he was arrested for possession of marijuana.
September 28th.
Yeah.
Sorry. Goes with you. I don't know what to tell you, Mr. Rivas. You're not getting it. I'm telling you no using.
Can you give me another chance? My first test. This Friday I have a college for UTI, which I paid $200 for. I can show you proof. I have an email of UTI. I've been trying to change. I told the judge upstairs too. I haven't smoked since I got out. I'm an ankle monitor. I haven't smoked since I got put in this ankle monitor, Judge. You can.
When you get that ankle monitor?
Took me on the day I got released from jail.
whenever he checked in for the drug test on the 18th, he did state to us that it.
You got the ankle monitor on the 18th? So you tell me you stopped smoking 2 days ago?
No.
Sorry, that's when, he told us he had consumed marijuana in about 2 to 3 weeks from the 18th. And then the ankle.
So 2 to 3 weeks ago, you're telling me he says he stopped?
No, I stopped since I got out of jail.
January
So, yeah.
22nd, Judge.
That's the day I stopped.
That's what
I enrolled in college now, which I paid $200.
That was the last arrest because these cases were
If
different.
it's January 22nd, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks and 3 days, 4 days.
Judge, but I know I can change, Judge. I've been trying to better myself since I got put in this ankle monitor. I've been in jail. I don't want to be.
Yes, it's from January 27th or January 28th.
January, what day exactly?
They entered it on the 28th, but I don't believe he got it until sorry, they entered it on the 27th. I don't believe he got it.
What was the absolute last day?
The day I got arrested for the aggravated for this charge, this case that I got dismissed, I was parked in the car. That's when they had it. That's the last time I
That's
smoked.
December 19th, I see as the date of arrest. Or are you telling me the time you stopped was the time they put the ankle monitor on you?
So
Tell me, Mr. Clay.
the December 19th is when that felony was filed. He wasn't arrested on that felony until January 22nd. And he's
Okay.
saying that's the last time he smoked. When he got out of on bond for that case was January 27th. He was given an ankle monitor as part of
Yes,
the
he was
felony
given an
release.
ankle monitor in the jail on the 27th.
And I haven't smoked ever since. I'm trying to change.
All right, then I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Then I'm gonna calculate it from the 27th and on to give you the benefit of the doubt. I will test you again 40 days from that day, 45 days. If I find that you test positive again for marijuana, it's not gonna go well for you. If you're lying to me, it's not gonna go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do not use. Do not hang around with people who are using, because I don't give a rat's behind if you tell me you're in a car and everybody else is hotboxing it. I don't care. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you're really working this hard to better your life, which is really commendable, right?
I just got a job. Now I just enrolled into UTI, which I had proof my Gmail, which is this Friday. I have a touring class and then I have in tour in the.
Then don't muck it up by hanging with the wrong people. I bet all the cases that you have now. You speak Spanish?
Yes, sir.
Dime con quién andas, yo te digo quién eres. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, Felicia, we know what it is. Okay? All right, Mr.
Thank you,
Clegg.
Judge.
All right, man. Make me proud. I'm not asking for much. Don't use, but don't put yourself into a position when you're hanging around with bad folk.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Thank you.
Judge, your fabulous coordinator in Cielo answered all the questions. He's working it up. They do have a felony to arrest schedule. I'm gonna try and move it up while he's in custody, so we're good.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Michael Fan, come on.
Mr. Quell, GHANI.
Come on up, Mr. Ghani. Damn, 12:30 already? Mr. Ghani, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. It's actually a DWI second that's being reduced to a first. So that's 2 DWIs on your record. What happens on the next one? Nope. Think again.
Prison.
Right. Do you have any clue what they would do to you in prison? I've read stuff it'll turn you white. It's so bad. I read that had me in freaking tears because it's so bad. That's how bad it is. Really. There's some parts of the prison, they're so bad that jailers won't even go into it because it's so bad. That's how bad it is. And all you need is just to have the faintest smell of alcohol, because when you get pulled over next time, because it's gonna happen, officers, all they look at is your record. And if they see your record and they smell even the faintest smell, you understand. If I were you, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I would never get into a car. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, it can never changes. Do you understand? For you to complete this successfully, it is 1 year in Harris County Jail to be probated for 18 months. You must do a repeat offender DWI education class. 2 victim impact panels. You will also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them. Substance abuse treatment. No drugs, alcohol, guardian interlock, 25 hours of community service, and a $100 donation to the Houston Area Women's Center. Is this how you understand the agreement?
Yes.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf. Confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this probation and once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Do you understand? There is also a no breath test refusal clause as well, meaning that if you're pulled over in a car, an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it. If you don't, you're in violation of this probation. Do you understand? There is a supervisory fee that you will be required to pay with regard to this, and if you don't pay it, you will sit 1 day in jail for every $100 you owe. Because it's a 0.15 or above, it is a $4,500 surcharge that you will be required to pay. And if you don't pay it, you'll be sitting in jail for a long time. Do you understand? All right, sir, I'm going to follow the agreement, send you to it. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, with the court commissioner waiving his fees, he's lost his job. His mom was the one that was paying.
I don't know that for sure. All I know, it's a DWI second. I mean, we warned him. So, I mean, I'm going to give you enough time to pay. Okay, we will give you 2 years to pay. You know, it's never about the money as far as probation is concerned, though. You know, if you ever have problems, come back, we can talk to you. But you must get a job. I don't know, you know. I mean, I can have you fill out an affidavit. We'll see what your financial situation is, but I want you to pay the fee. You know, I want you to learn so you don't pick up another one. I have someone that's sitting in there right now. Same thing. They're sitting out $6,000 something dollars, you know? It's not a joke. Take it seriously. Do you understand? All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor. I also have a motion to withdraw Mr. Nathan Fuller, Your Honor. He's a bond forfeiture.
Say it again.
I have a motion to withdraw from Mr. Nathan Fuller.
Okay.
Whose paper?
I see it.
I haven't heard from him, Your Honor.
Was he required to be here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll grant it and then I'll revoke it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thanks, Michael.
I got the phone with the sheriffs about Thomas.
Oh, they know. She knows.
Okay. I confirmed. It was 100 a day.
Yeah. So what she's gonna do is, what's smart, is they're gonna move their TRAS up so you can get the TRAS done now, because it takes a while to get felony TRAS done because they're so hooked up, you know? So on Fuller, top of page 6, 5,001.
5,000.
Yeah. Counsel, are you ready? Come on up.
Sorry, I have one more motion to sub,
Okay.
and then the second one has a piece I rolled over from yesterday, Crystal Gonzalez.
Okay.
We were getting the piece back in, the client, she's here, she did send me everything. This is my email, it includes 9 reference letters, so I'm asking for just review 1 to 2 days so I can make sure I review everything that she sent me and send it to the prosecutor.
Okay, you want to roll till Thursday?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm okay with it.
Does she have to come on Thursday? She's here
If
now.
everything's not submitted, you know, I mean, what's the last name again?
Gonzalez,
The case is old, right?
I believe. So.
Yeah, it's 215 days old. The problem is the only way we get stuff done is by actually getting people in here to do stuff, right? That's why. So, I mean, so it's it done or is it not done?
It's done. Like I said, it has like 9 letters and some more information in it. So I just wanted to review it all. And the last thing it needs is to be notarized, which will be done today.
Okay. If it's completely submitted, like actually submitted to them,
Yes, sir.
then I'll waive it.
Okay.
But if it's not actually submitted, then she's got to be here.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay? All right.
Thank you.
Sure. Counsel,
No, sir.
are you with them?
This is a motion.
I did enjoy your talk at the CLE.
Sorry?
I enjoyed your talk at the CLE this weekend.
Oh,
I was there at lunch.
thanks. It's interesting to hear from a lot of other, you know, I think it's great. It's really cool. I enjoyed it too. Come up, Mr. Merritt. Mr. Merrick, come on up. Did you get the cause number for this, Alex?
No, Judge.
Beauty. Tell me when you're ready.
All right.
254-7447.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Merritt, you were charged with criminal trespass.
Yeah, no, I didn't know what they did. I went down there to where I go to the medical, Casa de Amigo, and I got there early.
Hold on. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to remain silent.
Yeah.
Exercise that
Okay,
right.
okay.
Because I don't want you to say something that's going to hurt your case.
Yes, sir.
Okay? All I know is that your bond is at 5,002 because you've missed court a couple times. But we're glad that you're here now. You need a hearing aid, man. I don't know how much louder I can talk.
I can't hardly hear it all.
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
Okay.
Would you like me to appoint you a lawyer? You need one. Is that okay?
I didn't know if you break the law.
Well, let's see, please.
Yes, Judge.
Speak loud.
Yes, Judge. On January 13th, 2025, at 814 Crosby Street, the Boys and Girls Club, the complainant stated he has asked the defendant to leave 10 times in the past, and officers have warned the defendant to leave the property in the past as well. The defendant refused to leave the property after being told multiple times on January 13th. The complainant called the police, and the officer observed the defendant on the property and detained him.
Was it that one day he was there?
He was there on the 13th of January, and the complainant said that they had warned him 10 times in the past not to return to that location.
Okay. Mr. Merritt, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do not go back to the boy. What is it?
I don't go back over there. As soon as they did that, they've never told me nothing. The only reason I go there is for medical help.
Okay. You're going to have to find a new place.
Somebody lying right there.
Okay? Perhaps
They said that.
like LBJ Hospital or something of this
Okay.
nature. I will give you a lawyer today.
I'll stay away from me, believe me.
I
don't need any kind of trouble.
Please.
Okay.
I'm going to have to reset your case to give you time to work it out with your lawyer. Okay? I'm going to need you to come back at least one more time so you guys can talk about it.
Okay, sure.
Okay? So if you just want to take a seat, I'll have you speak to a lawyer here momentarily.
Sure.
Okay?
Come up to where?
I'll have a lawyer talk to you.
Sure.
Okay. Please.
I'll get my own lawyer, Pat.
Let me give you one.
Yes, sir.
Judge, are we reinstating the bonds? Yes,
Can you appoint, please? Wait, he still couldn't hear me.
And you are no returning to that Boys and Girls Club?
Please.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, we're done.